You got to have something that is inside you, something that fires you up, something that drives you, something that gives you more power than you've ever had in your life.
Your life comes down to your decisions, and if you change your decisions, you will change everything.
The best of the best, they don't sleep, they keep working. But what are you gonna do?
Where do I start? And when's the best time to start? I have a very simple answer for that. Here and now.
It actually worked. Would you look at that? It never worked. So let's see. Here's the thing that I'm really interested in seeing is if you guys can pull more viewers than Demmer. That's the goal tonight. All right. So make sure right now, if any of you tell your parents, like just yell out to them, like you need to go share the live feed so we can get more views than Demmer. That's all I ask. Because he's a weirdo and everybody's tired of talking to him. Probably tired of talking to me too, but that's okay. All right, let me take a look here. We're good there, so I'm going to close that out. Hopefully I don't have anybody else pop in. See, we're up to 7 views already. See, you guys are rock stars. Rock stars already. I love it. All right, so this is what we're doing. We're going to let this build up a little bit, and I'm going to have some small talk. So this episode, I don't have all the kids, and for those kids that, if there's any parents out there that catch this and your kid finished on a podium at the Easton Trophy shoot at Lancaster Archery, at the Lancaster Archery Classic, please shoot me a DM. We'll get them added into the discussion. These happen to be kids that had parents that follow us on the Barebow Project and in the Barebow Project group, and we're sort of on top of it to have to communicate with me and get these guys and girls on the podcast. And I've done this before. I've done Barebow Kids podcasts before. I think it was S3DA focused. But I wanted to do the Easton Trophy shoot because I know for myself, I remember when the Easton Trophy shoot was added to the Classic, and I think it's such a cool. I think what's the coolest thing about it is that you can shoot the Classic, but you still get to participate in the big dance, if you so choose. If you're competitive in the big dance, though, the trophy shoot can be a lot of extra arrows. But I think what's cool is that you guys all get to experience the Classic in its full capacity, like all the awesome stuff that's involved with it. But so we're gonna kind of go around the horn here, and I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go in this order. We're gonna start with Nola because Nola, you're on my top left, and I'm a little bit OCD about this stuff. So we're gonna go Nola, Jamie, Hannah, Noah, Ava, and Liam. That's the direction we're gonna go. So we're gonna get started first. Nola, you get to go first. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Let's tell us who you are, where you're from, and how long you've been shooting barebow, and what class and where you place in the Classic. Okay.
My name's Nola. I'm from Pennsylvania. I've been shooting archery for about 7 years now, and I placed second place at the Easton Trophy shoot.
Nice. Thank you. Good job, Nola. Jamie, you're up.
My name is Jamie. I've been shooting for about 8 years, and I'm from Pennsylvania, and I placed 13th in the Classic and second in the youth tournament.
Outstanding. Good job. Oh, and can you two both mention what clubs you shoot for right now?
I shoot for Lancaster Joad team.
Nice. And Jamie?
And I also shoot for Lancaster Joad
Listen,
team.
I know it's weird. I know the answers to these questions already, but you guys have to say them for the show. So whatever. All right, cool. Love it. Thank you both, and good job to both of you. I think I have this right. Hannah, you're up next. Give us the details.
I
Where are you from?
my I'm from Connecticut.
Okay. And how long have you been shooting barebow or archery? However,
I've been shooting 2 years now.
2 years. Okay, perfect. And what class did you shoot in, and where did you place at the Easton Trophy shoot?
Wait. I shoot Bowman Barebow, and I
Perfect.
place second place.
You got second place?
Mhm.
Nice. Okay. Was that one of the biggest shoots that you've shot in so far?
Yes.
Nice. Congratulations. Awesome. All right, moving on. I have my screen flipped around a little bit. So Ava, you're gonna go last now, just so you know. Noah, you're next.
My name is Noah. I am from Maryland and I've been shooting for 1 year now, or 1 year and a few months.
Okay.
And I've been shooting Bowman class. Also, I placed first place at the Easton Trophy shoot.
Nice. All right, perfect. What do you shoot for Joad Club, Noah?
Lancaster Joad.
So you shoot for Lancaster also. Hannah, I failed to ask you what if you shoot for a club.
I shoot for Algonquin.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, Liam, you're in center stage on my screen right now. I don't think you are in the live feed, but you are in mine. Give me the details, where you're from, the whole gamut.
All right. I'm from South Jersey. I've been shooting for coming up on 2 years next month.
Okay.
I placed first in the Easton tournament in Cub Male Barebow.
Okay. Perfect. And do you shoot for a Joad program?
No, I shoot for an S3DA team.
Okay, Esther, which team is that?
United Bowhunters in New Jersey.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I love it. And last but not least, Miss Ava Jones.
My name's Ava Jones. I shoot in Kentucky, and I got third in the Lancaster Classic.
Yeah, you got third in the big dance, not the Easton Trophy shoot, but that's all good. And it was neat having the opportunity, Ava, to interview you only a few days prior for one of the episodes, and then to see you come to the classic and have such success. You're pretty cool cucumber up on the shooting line. I'll give you that. You apparently that must come from your mother, so it certainly doesn't come from your dad. I figured that out real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm probably gonna get a text from your dad here in a second. Me talking some smack on him. All right, so you guys can just raise your hand or unmute. It's not a big deal. I encourage all of you to do that. Like, I really want to have full participation from all of you. Actually, you know what? We'll just go around the room. Jamie, I'm going to start with you. What is your favorite thing about the classic?
Probably the eliminations.
Shooting in them or watching them, or both?
Both.
Okay, cool. How many classics have you shot, Jamie, now?
5.
5 total in the senior class, like in the adult class?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And how old are you?
15.
Yeah, so you've been at this for quite some time.
Yeah.
I'm a lucky individual from my coaching days, my in-person coaching days. I have coached Nola and Jamie prior to them going to Lancaster, and when I sort of walked away. So I know that these two are just stellar individuals that come from amazing families, and it's so cool to see them still shooting and being successful at the classic without a doubt. So just throwing that out there. Hannah, what's your favorite thing? Was this your first classic, Hannah? And what was your favorite thing about it?
This was my second time going to Lancaster,
Okay.
and my favorite thing about going there was to shoot.
Just shooting in general?
Mhm.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of fun to be had on the practice range. Did you get to shoot on the practice range with like some I don't want to say big name because I don't want any of them to get their heads, but some like popular shooters or anything like that? Did you get to shoot with them
No.
on the practice range at all? No? Definitely got to try to do that. And
No.
just for everybody's edification, the when you're at the classic, there's a smaller, shorter range that has grass and there's like a big area behind it. That's been coined like the Barebow practice range. You guys have to make sure that you come down there and shoot with everybody. That's like one of our favorite places because there's a whole bunch of extra room and you can walk around and stuff like that. So, all right, cool. Thank you. Noah, same question to you. Well, you said you've only been shooting for a year, so I'm assuming that this is your first classic. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your like favorite thing about the classic?
Favorite thing.
Like does not have to be shooting. It can be, something that just stood out to you that you thought was just amazing.
I like the fact that that it was like big and I had like room to walk around in.
Yeah. Like you mean like the whole facility or the tournament itself?
The whole facility.
Okay. I might add a question onto that. What's your favorite non-archery thing at the classic with Spooky Nook? You guys can all comment on this if you want.
The pretzels there.
The pretzels. So he goes right for food. All right. I like where you're at, buddy. I like where you're at. Okay. Jamie, Nola, and Hannah, how about you? What's your favorite non-archery thing at Spooky Nook?
For me, it's also the pretzels.
What? Jamie?
The like climbing structures when you first walk in the building.
Yeah,
I
that
did
is
those one year and that was really fun.
yeah. There's like the rock climbing wall and stuff. Yeah. Hannah, how about you?
Um, my favorite was um just supporting my team.
Oh, hanging out and supporting your team. I like it. You have like the perfect answers. I love it. They're talking about pretzels. You're talking about supporting your teammates. I mean, no, I'm just playing. All right, here we go. Liam, you're up next. I got to get to you and Ava here. So give us the details. What's like your favorite? Let's just do this. What's your favorite like archery related thing about the classic, and what's your favorite non-archery related thing?
Okay. Well, my favorite archery related thing is that when you're up on the line, you shoot with new people. So there's lots of people that you can meet, talk to. Especially, I got to shoot with Jarrett Kellen, so it was nice
Yeah,
talking with him.
nice
Like,
guy. Yeah.
yeah, it was very fun. And then my favorite non-archery thing, definitely the vendors. It's cool to go and like see all the different setups and things, and just all the people checking it out.
Nice. Yeah. Well, it's neat. One of the coolest things about the classic is definitely being able to like walk around, see and meet like all of the people that you see all over all of the podiums throughout all of the tournaments across the country and even professionals and Olympians and all that stuff. Like it's neat being like you're standing there and even for most adults, it's like, holy crap, I'm standing next to Brady Ellison right now. It's not just to go into I think they have it's like meet the pros or whatever that little thing that they do where they have like the pro archers and stuff and you meet and greet and all that. It's just cool that like you could just be walking around and literally just walk right past somebody and you're like, hey, that's Casey Kaufhold, and well, Jamie and Nola know her pretty well, and probably Noah as well, because she's in and out of Lancaster all the time. But we're blessed here in Pennsylvania, kind of have I don't want to say access to Casey, but I've watched her grow up, and we all shoot with her constantly. But it's neat, having that experience for sure. That's what's cool about the classic. So, all right, Ava. Sorry, thank you for your patience, my young friend. So, favorite archery related thing? Well, I think I know what yours is going to be. And then favorite non-archery related thing.
I really like there's a lot of barebow shooters because there's never been like I've never been to a shoot where there's that many. It's always like 3 or 4 at the most.
Nice. Yeah,
And then I like to shoot up too. That was fun.
I would think you did. So I got a question for you. Well, let's go, let's reverse. Favorite non-archery related thing?
We didn't really do anything non-archery related, but
No,
I wanted to try the rock climbing course on the way in, but we never got to do it.
never got to do it. Yeah, it can be a bit overwhelming. Like it's a super busy week when you're there and you have got to get to the practice bales, and especially if you try to fit in like a trip to Lancaster Archery Supply, or you go do the tour of the warehouse or stuff like that. So, um, Ava, this is your first or second year? I don't remember. Second year shooting the classic?
Yeah, I came last year.
Yeah, I thought so. Did you shoot the trophy shoot last year or just a regular classic?
Just a regular classic.
Okay. Um, so I guess Ava, since I have you already and we're having this discussion, I'm gonna give you like a two-part question. One, would you recommend all Barebow kids come to this event? Okay, number one. Number two, what advice would you give them?
I would recommend coming because like you get to meet a bunch of people and like get a big opportunity like see all the different shooters there and like you get to walk around with the vendors and everything and like see all the different stuff
Yeah.
and I don't know,
Yeah.
advice is just
Yeah. What kind of advice would you give somebody coming for the first time?
don't like I don't know. You're gonna be shocked how big it is. Just like if it's your first time, don't like be super disappointed. Like if it's like if something goes wrong, because
Yeah,
it's a big shock walking in.
it is. It's definitely a little bit overwhelming. Like just the building and everything is so big and there's so much going on. Um, it's almost like finding the bathroom is overwhelming because it's like so far away from where you could be, like, and it's just like those things and you're like, holy crud, I don't know where I gotta go. Like you have to find that stuff right away and you don't realize like there's multiple bathrooms and stuff like that. um Liam, let's go back to you. um let's get some feedback. Like, are you gonna recommend this to other kids or other people that you shoot? Do you think you definitely would tell people to come shoot it?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
highly recommend. It's super fun and it's just a good experience. Even if you go there, not expecting to do well, just to be there and to shoot with all the people, it's a really good experience and I really enjoy it. I recommend it to whoever.
nice. So if you could give some advice to some of these new shooters, youth shooters that might come, because that's probably who will, like, I imagine, and I hope to do this podcast year after year. So, like, if you could give some advice to that new shooter that sees this podcast or their parents see this podcast, like, what is something that you're like, hey, definitely be prepared for this or whatever. What's your thoughts?
Similar to what Ava said about it being big, like don't really focus on that. Like don't be, worried. And also when you're up there, don't focus on too much on what other people think or how they're doing their thing. You focus on what you're doing, you get up on the line, especially with the practice line. It's kind of difficult to find a spot and you feel like you're intruding, at
Yeah,
least for personally. But you kind of just gotta, do what you gotta do, get in there, get some practice in and just shoot.
I love it, man. You're a natural on this podcasting, Liam. I'm just saying, you could. I'm gonna have to like give the show over to you, man. You're just like so eloquent with your words, and you're just putting it out there. It's
Thank
pretty
you. I
impressive.
appreciate
Um, you're not like a YouTube personality or something, are you? Okay, I just wanted to check.
it.
Just wanted to check. Um, anyway, we're gonna move on. Noah, you can unmute yourself there, buddy. Talk to me. Are you gonna try to get some of your shooting buddies or people that to come to the classic next year?
Yes, actually.
Yeah, and I guess if you had a recommendation or advice for a new person, or say you have a friend that decides to come, like what would it be?
Like, don't focus on like your opponent or like if they shoot a good shot, it's only you in the moment. Like, knock the arrow and like focus on your how you shoot.
Yeah. don't let other people or what other people are doing distract you. Just focus on you. It's very, very sound advice. Something tells me that someone has said that to you somewhere along the lines, and you listened pretty well. And by the smile and the head turn, I'm guessing you just looked at your mother because she's probably the one that has said it. Yeah. Um, I bet you I know where she's heard that as well. Anyway, moving on. Nola, talk to us. Tell us, would you recommend that other people come to this event, other kids and even adults really?
I would recommend it just because it's a really good experience if you ever plan to go to any outdoor competitions, because sometimes outdoor is a lot more crowded than indoor.
Yeah.
And um when you walk in, it'll look overwhelming because of the amount of people and how big the place is and everything. But don't think about that. Just think about how much you're going to have fun and meet new people and who you're going to see that you only see on TV or something.
Nice. That's a great answer, Nola. It's a very good answer. I am so proud of you. Jamie, you're up.
I would definitely recommend this shoot. It's one of my favorites out of the year, which is saying a lot. But
Yeah, because you definitely put the miles on.
yeah, and it's a lot of fun. It's a really good atmosphere, especially in Barebow,
Yeah.
and it's good practice for other things.
I think you're right. What would you like if you would give somebody advice though? Unless that was kind of like a combined answer. Like if you would give some specific advice for a new shooter or a new person coming to this tournament, what would it be?
Try to relax. It can be really difficult because it is very overwhelming,
Hmm.
but what it's just so much fun, and once you just let it go and just focus, it's a lot of
Cool. All right. Well, it's good stuff. Hannah, you're up.
Um, so my advice for this shoot is to stay calm and do your best.
Yeah, that's as simple as it can be, I would say, and I think you're spot on with that. So I guess here's a question, kind of for all of you, and you can comment when you're ready or whatever. Like, if coming to this shoot, whether first time or not, some of you have met and know some people already. Like, who is somebody that you were really looking forward to seeing or meeting for the first time? Just come,
Um,
you can unmute and chat whenever you're ready.
I like really meeting Matt Yaka and John Demmer and even you, Frank.
I don't
Um
count. I don't count. You know me. It doesn't, but thank you.
I also like seeing Maggie because I don't see her as much anymore since she's gone to
Yeah.
college.
Yeah, so you guys were teammates and then she went to college and you guys started going to Lancaster, so you kind of lost a little bit of that touch, but yeah. Yeah, I like seeing Matt Yaka too. I agree. I can get on board with that one. Who wants to go next? Anybody? Who's ready? Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, Noah.
I'd actually like to look forward to seeing John Demmer. I'd like to meet him.
Did you get a chance to meet John at the Classic?
No, actually.
No? Well, listen. I am sure that at some point, maybe this summer or some of these outdoor FIDAs and whatnot, that opportunity will come. You just got to make sure that you keep shooting. Okay. There's a club that's near me that's probably going to start some outdoor FIDAs, and you guys aren't that far away. Probably only like maybe an hour and a half. I don't even think you're that far away from Charlottesville. So if those tournaments come through, you'll probably get an opportunity because John will come down for those tournaments. So all right, cool. Who's next? Who else wants to talk about somebody they were just, like, excited to meet or see or something like that? Anybody? Go ahead, Ava.
I'll go. I really liked meeting Lena. I wanted to meet her before, and I got to
Yeah.
see her at the classic. while I was there. And also, I liked shooting with Maggie. I got a chance to shoot with her.
Yep.
And also Christina Picali, I really liked shooting with her. She was nice the whole time.
Christina's an amazing person for sure. You didn't just get to meet Lena, you got to shoot against Lena, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you remember? I think Lena, what didn't Lena like say something to you like when you were, what did she say? Do you remember?
She was telling me to get into field archery, and then like I had a great future and everything.
Nice. How cool is that? You
With
you 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 go from, just shooting S3DA to breaking a national and world record to, hey, I want to meet Lena, shooting against Lena, and then getting some advice from her. It's really cool. Alina and Eric are supposed to come on the podcast. I don't know if like we're gonna try to connect, but I know they're shooting and traveling and doing some stuff. But like it's pretty cool to see that all manifest itself, and and then here you are, you're like, yeah, I met her, I shot against her, actually got really close to beating her too. So that's pretty neat. Who's next? I got Hannah, Liam, and Jamie. Who wants to go? Okay. I'm gonna have to like just start randomly picking if somebody doesn't want to unmute and go.
I can go.
All
I
right.
just wasn't going because I don't know. I showed up and I didn't really have like, I'm still very new to this, so
Okay.
I don't have like, I don't know a lot of the big names or anything. So I
Sure.
usually have no one that I'm looking forward to meeting. But I'm hoping next year, now that I've gone twice already, I have more experience. I'm hoping to, I don't know, at the practice range or even at the shoot, run into some like higher up folks and speak with them.
All right. All right. Cool. Hey, I like your honesty, Liam. I think it's great. I'll tell you, somebody that you want to, it's tough because Rob's busy, but like Rob Koffel, he's the owner of Lancaster Archery, him and Carol, and like he's all over the place that weekend for sure. But
Mhm.
Lancaster Archery Classic is his brainchild. Like he's the one that came up with this tournament.
Wow.
And there's videos dating back to, I'm gonna say, early 2000s, I think, with all of with the beginning stages. So did all of you get a chance to go over to the Lancaster Archery Supply? Some of you don't count. Yeah. So that's where the classic started. That's how it started, in the downstairs range there. Actually, I take it back. It started in I think the range across the street. I saw them shooting over there, but I think they did the shoot ups at the time in that downstairs range. So like it's it started that small and has grown to what it is. So
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And it was Rob's, and to the whole, um, Jamie, I promise we'll get to you and Hannah. But the thoughts on my mind, so I gotta say it. The whole, like, when Eric Janssen hit the 12, called the 12 and hit the 12, like Rob's the one that had that vision of that happening one day. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's starting to become more popular in the compound Olympic recurve, but like for Barebow to be like, boom, step on the button, bang the 12, like that's a huge moment in Barebow archery. And and Eric's a main face, and just someone who's like a staple of when you talk about Barebow. Eric's one of those people, Eric and Lena for sure. So it's pretty neat though, that you guys get that access. So all right, Hannah, somebody that you were really excited to meet or hope to meet maybe next year.
So I met Lena this year, and she signed my hat.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who else did you get to sign your hat?
Um, Nobody else,
Oh, just
cause we.
Lena? Oh man, I can't believe it. I feel so left out. I wanted to sign your hat too. Oh well, whatever. I see how you are. I'm just playing. All right, Jamie. Jamie, you're a little bit, you're kind of like a veteran barebow kid. You're no longer like, everybody knows Jamie. It's not like Jamie needs to know anybody else, but is there anybody in your situation that you were maybe never really got to talk to or meet, or just
I had a really good conversation before eliminations with Fawn.
Yeah.
And she gave me some really good advice, and it was really cool to talk to her since I don't get to see her as often
Yeah, because she's
as the
out in
others.
Ohio way. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I think you probably shot with her for the first time last year at Outdoor Target Nationals, probably, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
in
think
that same
so.
class, yeah. You shot the classic and have seen her here before, but so that's pretty cool. Um, do any of you, so this is a question kind of around the room. Do any of you hope to go to college to shoot archery? Just show your hands. Yeah? Yeah? No, you're kind of young, so yeah, maybe you don't have that, you're not sure, but that's okay. Any of you that have considered it, where do you think you would like to go? Any thoughts? You can just unmute and say it.
Um,
I'm hoping. Oh,
It's okay.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, let's let Nola go first. Go ahead, Nola.
so my friend Abby, she goes to the University of Delaware,
Yeah.
and I passed by that place. It looks really nice. But my sister also goes to Pikeville in Kentucky,
Hmm.
so I've also looked at that place.
Nice. Good. Liam, go ahead.
I'm not 100% sure right now. I was hoping to go to Texas A&M because I love Texas. That's where I want to wind up living. But I guess whatever college I can get into.
Yeah, well, hey man, you keep shooting archery and keep being successful and you'll opportunity can definitely come your way. But you have to put yourself out there. You can't, it's not just S3DA. Like the USA archery stuff definitely is it helps tremendously. Like Texas A&M is definitely somebody like if you're somebody that can be consistent on the USA archery platform of tournaments,
Mhm.
nationals, USATs, like Gator Cup and Buckeye and Arizona Cup and SoCal Showdown and all that stuff. Like if you can be in the mix in all of those tournaments, even into as you get older and get toward like senior, like
Mhm.
that there you will get noticed. You know what I mean? There's definitely opportunity there. So anybody else? Ava, Jamie, any considerations for college yet? Hold on, Noah. Nothing? Not yet. All right. Noah, how about you?
I actually want to go to Princeton.
Well, I don't know if Princeton has an archery team, but that's okay. And for some reason, I'm not surprised about that. What do you want to do? I'm curious.
Plastic surgery.
That doesn't surprise me either. I can see that. And I think that's pretty awesome, man. I really do. That's not something that I would go to school for. I do a podcast. There's a big difference. That's awesome. And I love that you know that already at such a young age. I think it's great. There's probably a good chance that's exactly what's gonna happen. So um what is it? I'm curious, Noah. You're relatively new to the sport, and this is kind of off the cuff question. I was looking at scores a little bit earlier. What score did you shoot, Noah?
At the Easton,
Yeah,
474.
474. It's a pretty good score for your first time and a relatively new shooter. What's what are what is it that you've like what's something important about the way that you shoot that you think would help somebody else? I'm curious.
Um, hmm,
Tough question, sorry. Princeton asks tougher questions. I'm just saying. Yeah, no, something that like you remind yourself of or something that helps you shoot like scores like that.
like keep my bow arm straight.
You really focus on that
Yeah, and like I go up, I go down, up, and then in the center.
and you just stay there.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome. I think I think everybody has these things about their shot process that they do that's unique to them. and it's a thing that helps them be consistent, you know, and it's important to know those things. So that's a good one. I like it. So that's kind of like going to be like the closing question here. What's something that you do in your shot process that helps you stay consistent? Let's go. Does anybody feel, just raise your hand, comfortable, ready to kind of answer that question? All right, we're gonna go Liam, then Nola, Hannah, Jamie, and then Ava will close it out with you. Something, Nola, that you do that is like your thing that you have to do every time.
I do this thing. My coach Liz gave me this phrase, stretch through the honey. And that's just trying to keep the expansion in my back throughout my shot.
Mhm.
Because I've struggled with that a lot lately. But as much as I repeat that phrase in my head, it really helps me.
Good. Okay. So you have like a mantra of sorts that you use that at full draw, like it's reminding you, keeping you in that moment. That's good. All right, Liam.
I think the main form thing for me is my anchor. I have I have where when I come to anchor, I put my pointer finger right in the corner of my mouth and my pinky right on my neck. And that
Okay.
helps me keep a solid anchor and consistent shots.
All right, good. I like it. I like it. Hannah, how about you?
So, my coach, Vic, he taught me to tuck my shoulder back.
Okay. All right, and that's something you try to think about every single time?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you. Jamie, how about you?
I say what I'm going to do at like set position.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm working on my anchor, I say I will hit anchor every time
Yeah.
before I lead into the shot.
Yeah. Good. I will statements are extremely important for sure. Ava, how about you? Something that you are very, very specific about with your shot.
I always keep like I try keeping my elbow up, but my hand, I roll my thumb up under my chin,
Yeah.
and then my fingers just roll forward, and that kind of keeps my like, because like I can't do this, like I can't put my elbow down like that, so it keeps it
Right.
straight, and I follow straight back with it. It helps keep it like a good follow through.
Where did you learn that? I'm curious.
My dad, we
Good.
just kind of started playing with the different
No,
like.
that's good. It's and you're right. So when you make that C, right, that hooks behind the jaw, real specific, and you could just stay there and it's a real solid anchor. You know, Liam, you mentioned about your pinky, and they teach us in like coaching classes, like they call it your archery muscle. I don't remember what the technical term is for it, but and you can roll that hand down so it's nice and vertical and you can touch your neck. Not everybody has the mobility like in their wrist and their hand and forearm to be able to do that. But no, it's a great tool to hit the same exact anchor every time. And then like Ava, you were like you talk about like just coming straight back. If you think about, and that's part of that's probably one of the things that a lot of adults struggle with is because we want to be super super in the subconscious because we can shoot really good arrows when we're by ourselves in the subconscious, but we don't know like all of those things like you were talking about just focusing on like straight back. You're not really overly worried about the aim then. You're really focusing on I want to finish this shot the right way because then what are you doing? You're giving yourself the best opportunity to shoot it at exactly where you want to hit because you're not focused on the aim. So no, that's very good, and it's a testament to all of you to where you finished in this tournament that you have a thing that you're able to focus on that keeps you in that moment. And I think it's great that you're able to identify that. So what's cool is that this podcast, while I'm not gonna lie, we didn't hit Demmer views, but that's okay. It's all right. I still like you all better anyway. But what's cool about it is that this podcast is watched in 77 different countries across the world. So all of you have an opportunity now not to just talk to kids that like maybe are local to all of you, but you get to kind of put your words to the classic and maybe even motivate kids from other countries and other shooters to come over here and have an opportunity to participate in this. It's the first thing. The second thing is it gives you an experience to be on a podcast and talk about your archery and do something that a lot of opportunity doesn't come. It's kind of like an added bonus to finishing and competing in the Easton Trophy shoot, and better yet, podium hitting a podium. So you get an opportunity to talk about it and be on something that not a lot of people get an opportunity to do. And I think it's cool that it also kind of helps your nerves a little bit. Like, how many of you saw PJ Riley or the Lancaster Archery people or Cam rolling by with one of those cameras on a tripod during the weekend? Were any of you shooting when that happened? Yes, no, yeah. Like the first time, I remember my first time. Like the first time that happened, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm on live feed right now," and it distracts you, and we have to learn not to let that happen, right? But the first time you see it, you're like, "Oh," like PJ's talking in a microphone, and he's probably talking about how bad of a fisherman Demmer is, or something like that, and so it's this opportunity to be on the podcast and talk to people, and the fact that it's live, like, it gives you an opportunity to learn from those experiences, and maybe the next time you're a little bit calmer or a little bit more relaxed, and maybe even on the shooting line. So all right, I think we kind of covered it all. I mean, we're over an hour already, which is crazy. um I guess that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions? No? Well, I hope you get to watch it back, and thank you so much for coming on the Barebow Project. Tell all your friends so that maybe next year they can come on the Barebow Project too if they hit a podium, and plan on it for next year. So, and I make sure that if I see, well, again, Nola and Jamie, you don't count because I see you guys all the time, sort of. But the rest of you, if I hope we get to run each other and say hello and maybe even shoot on the same shooting line, okay? All right. So say goodbye to everybody out there in Facebook Live land, and we will see you all later. Barebow Project is out. Kids, stay here for a second. I'm just going to stop the live feed. Let me make sure that the live feed is over. Hold on a second. Yep. All right. Live feed's done. You guys are all rock stars. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Liam, you're not that far from me, so hopefully I get to see you at some tournaments or something throughout
It'll be great.
this time. I'll probably be shooting again. I'm hoping I'm able to shoot again in March. That's the plan, but we'll see after my procedure I got coming up. So,
Oh,
but
good luck with that.
thank you. Yeah, it's just it's an arm thing. Hopefully we'll all be good. So, thank you all so much. And this will be on YouTube and like Spotify and all the podcast places and stuff like that. So you guys can all get to go back and watch it over again. Okay. All right. So go to bed. You have to go to school tomorrow. See ya.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.